Hey guys, this week I want to share with you another recipe that I used to have a lot growing up as a kid. I think I liked it so much because it tasted good, it was really fun to cook, and if truth is being told, I kind of liked the name of it too. So we called it Cowboy Dinner. Yeehaw! And all it is hamburger, potatoes, carrots, and onions. And you put it into some aluminum foil, you ball it up, and you throw it into your campfire, and you call it a day. Now, we didn't always have a campfire handy for cooking cowboy dinner, so my mom would sometimes put it in the oven, and we would have cowboy dinner home style. So like I said, all it takes is your meat, potatoes, carrots, and onions to make this cowboy dinner. If you don't want to add the onions because you're allergic or you don't like them, you don't have to. My siblings growing up never wanted them in there. I always wanted a lot. On the other hand, I wasn't a big fan of meat. I know, shocker, because now I can't get enough. I know generally, like I'll use maybe half a pound of meat or thereabouts, and usually one good sized potato and 2 or 3 carrots per pack. But really there's no standard or requirements or measurements or perfect ways to make this. So first we're going to take our potato, it's already been washed, and you're going to do just a rough chop. You want big pieces of potato up until the pieces are about that big, or however big you want them. Alright, now that I look at it, I'm only going to use about half of this potato because it was rather large. And you just throw it into your aluminum foil. And I'm making a couple of these, so I'm going to put this on the other one. Alright, and then next, we're going to get our carrots. And you're just going to do the same thing. Just cut it up. When you're cutting the carrots, you're going to want to try to cut them roughly the same width. That way they cook at the same speed. And then you just add those to it. Okay, and then we have our onion. I'm actually using a sweet onion, so you don't have to worry about it tasting like the onions you would use on a hamburger or a hot dog, because it's going to be cooked out and it's just going to give it a little bit of flavor. And you're just going to do a rough chop with the onion, just like we did everything else. And the last piece that we need to add is the meat. So I have about half a pound of just ground beef, the leanest that I could find, and you're just going to break it up into small, like almost bite-sized pieces, sometimes a little bit bigger, sometimes not, and you're just going to throw that in there. And we never really did a lot to season this, but I like to put a little bit of black pepper on it, and then you can do salt afterwards if you think it needs it. But that's all that we have to do for now, and then you just fold it up, kind of like a burrito almost, and you do one this way, pack up the ends, and the other one, you just wrap over like this. And I like to keep the seams on the top, that way all the juices still stay inside and make it nice and good. So then we're going to take that and stick it in the oven at about 350, 355 for about 40-45 minutes or until the hamburger is cooked completely through. Okay, so it's been 50 minutes. Let's pull out our food and see what we got. Oh, this smells so good. So this time I'm just going to serve it as is. It's pretty substantial on its own, but if you want, you can add some rice to it. You can serve it with some crackers or some cornbread. But I'm ready to see what we got. So be careful because it is hot. Ooh. And then it's like unwrapping a Christmas present that you can eat. And actually, that would be kind of fun. Just to serve it, just like that. Tuck yourself some cornbread up in the corners, and there you go. So whether your next meal is with a bunch of cowboys around the campfire, or just your family and friends around the dinner table, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining about this meal. I'll see you next week for more Bites and Meats.